everybody. It's Melissa, your Sassy Keto Nurse. Today is Saturday, January 26th, and I am coming to you live from my granddaughter's bedroom. Hey Lisa, how are you doing? Hey Brianna. Lisa, can you hear me okay? I've got a different setup here, so I want to make sure everybody can hear me. I know that I'm trying not to talk as loud as I normally do because I don't want to get everybody in the living room all tore up. Hey Ruth. Good deal. Thank you very much. She is absolutely precious. She is absolutely precious. She's perfect. She is amazing. She's just a beautiful, sweet, darling baby. And it has been a wonderful 24 hours here in Fayetteville. But, oh my goodness. She's got the, and she's so much tinier than she looks in the pictures and stuff, y'all. She's itty bitty. She is so itty bitty. And I really appreciate everybody chiming in and congratulating, and Brianna appreciates it too, and it has just been a beautiful blessing for our family. So we're going to talk tonight about macros. Thank you, Deanna. Hi, Edna. Hi, Becky. And y'all, I haven't done your check-ins because I don't have my notebook up here, but I'm going to make sure to get those done before the giveaway, I promise. And I'll get those done probably tomorrow. I left my other bag in the car when we came home from the hospital, and it's got my notebook in it that's got all the check-ins in it. But I was sitting here doing some research earlier, and I'm sorry about the glare, but that's the only way that I can get a good light in here is to keep the flash on. So I'm kind of keeping my head down a little bit. But I want to talk to y'all tonight about macros. There was a post that was on another group today that I was reading that was about macros and how people don't really understand how that works, the up and down, and how it helps our body, and why we try to do like at least 2 times more fat than protein, and you can go up to 3 and 4 times more fat and protein. And the reason is, y'all, when you figure your proteins and your fat grams, if you do just grams, a protein gram and a fat gram are almost 2 to 1 anyway, because a protein gram is 4 calories. A fat gram is 9 calories, unless it's some of the higher end, like the MCTs, the Pure C8. Hey, Ashlyn, like the Pure C8 MCTs are only 7. But what you're looking at is that even if you do 1 gram of protein and 1 gram of fat, you're still going to get twice the calories from the fat. But if you only do a 1-to-1 ratio, okay, 1 gram of protein, 1 gram of fat, and you stick with that, hi Tara, what happens is you end up eating under that BMR, and that's what we've been talking about. Yes, you will be in ketosis. Yes, your blood meters, your urine strips, your breath meters, whatever you're using is going to show you in ketosis. But what happens is people end up sticking to that, and they end up going way under their BMR on their calories and end up further damaging their metabolism. So it's extremely important when you do your macros, and they're super simple to do, you guys. You can go over to my YouTube channel, which is Sassy Keto Nurse on YouTube, And there's a video there that's macros calculation. It walks you right through it. I've had several people over the last couple of weeks that have done their own and done really well. The only thing that they keep doing, and this is just a natural response, is they set their calories too low. They set their calories really close to what the BMR is instead of closer to the TDEE. The reason you want to move it higher and at least midway between the two is that by putting it midway, especially in the beginning, you're giving your body more fat. And you're teaching your body how to metabolize that fat, turn it into ketones, and start burning fat for energy. That's when, once your body realizes that that is the metabolic pathway that you are going to use, then that is when the real magic starts to happen. But what happens a lot of times is folks will do their own BMR and TDEE on the calculator. And now y'all don't pay any attention to anything else that's on there. Don't pay attention to what it sets as your macros or any of that mess. The only two numbers you need from that TDEE calculator are the BMR, and that's the basal metabolic rate. It's going to be the first one listed. And then your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. And that's going to be based on your activity level. I personally always set everyone's at sedentary. I don't care if I know that they go to Zumba 2 or 3 times a week. I still set it at sedentary. The reason being is you get a better baseline for your metabolic needs. Okay, and I know that it's scary to eat more calories, more fat, especially in the beginning when you haven't experienced the benefits of this way of life. But you have to trust this process. What happens? You only need to eat up to enough protein to fuel your body. Every single human body is different, but by using that macros calculation that I have on the YouTube channel, it gives you a baseline to start with. Hey! And so you start with that baseline. Y'all, I love that y'all are sending me all these hearts. That just makes my whole day. I've missed y'all. Y'all may have chicken in my teeth. I just fixed a big pan of the chicken cauliflower mac and cheese for everybody, and they love it. But so we're gonna you're gonna take that, and the protein part, that is a baseline. That's where we're gonna start at. So you start with that 45.5 multiplied by, and this is where your height comes in. If you are, that 45.5 is for the first 5 feet. So if you're 5'2", let's say, then you're gonna have 45.5 plus 2, which is any inches over 5 feet, 2 times 2.3. So that would be 4.6. You add that to the 45.5, which would give you 50.1, I think. 45.5 and 2.6. 48, no. 45.5 plus 2 plus 4.6. Yeah. Give me 50.1. So you're going to round that down to 50. That's where you're going to start with your protein. Now, my way of calculating does not bring into effect that ratio that you see on some of these other sites and some of these other demographics that are posted. They'll tell you, you know, do this and this, and then do a 2-to-1 ratio, do a 3-to-1 ratio. My calculation, the way that I teach to do it, is you then take that 50 grams that you got for your protein, and you multiply that times 4, because you do 4 calories for protein. So now you've got 200 calories. Then you take your carbs, which is always under 20, so that's going to be a maximum of 80 calories in carbs. So now you have 280 calories. Then you go to your daily caloric, and that's going to be halfway between your BMR and TDEE. Now, I haven't figured this for anyone, so I'm just throwing out random numbers here, okay? But let's just say that your BMR is 1610 and your TDEE is 1950, okay? So what I would do is I would take 1610, 1950, subtract them, take the difference. So 21, did I say 2150? 1950. 1950 minus 1610 is 340, right? Divide 340 in half is 170. Add that 170 back to your BMR. Okay, so you're getting halfway between. Then you take that number and divide it by 9. That's going to give you the calories you need for fat. And now, granted, y'all, I have no paper or nothing to do it with right here. And I'm pretty good with math, but that's a lot to do in my mind when I've only slept like 45 minutes. But that gives you the calories you need for fat. And however many calories you come up with for fat, you divide that. What am I thinking? The calories you need for fat. Y'all, I done messed you up. So you take the 1510, the 1950, subtract them. You get 340. Divide that by 2 is 170. 170 plus 1510 is 1680. So that's where you're going to hit your daily caloric needs. I know, Edna. Watch the video because I write it out on a whiteboard. I thought that I could do this and talk y'all through it, but it's really hard to just talk you through it without a whiteboard and being able to show it to you. So watch the video. That's on my YouTube channel, Sassy Keto Nurse on YouTube. Scroll down and look through the videos and find macros calculation. And it literally walks you step by step through figuring your own macros. And when you get what your BMR and TDEE is, set your daily caloric needs halfway between as your starting point, okay? What people don't understand at that point is that is just a starting point. That starting point should get you on a really good pathway to ketosis. But if after a month you've been sticking as close as you can to those macros and you're still not seeing great benefits, that's when you have to start adjusting things to find your sweet spot. And when you do that, what I do is I drop protein, raise fat. Now, I don't want to drop your protein too low, especially if you're shorter in stature or if you're a very active person, just because your muscles need a certain amount of protein to maintain their integrity. But your muscles will not waste in the ketogenic way of life. So I know that sounds really confusing, but I was reading the thread on the other page and it went in 3 different directions, and I thought, Lord, I've got to explain this to my guys tonight. And of course I don't have my whiteboard and I don't have I'm sitting here with y'all. No, Edna, a lot of people want to, and I do recommend that maybe after 20, 30 pounds that you may look at it. But honestly, once you're into it about 3-4 months, you're most likely going to start eating intuitively. You're going to be used to knowing what you can eat for your body, what works for you. You're going to have found 3 or 4 recipes that are really the ones that you love, the ones you know you can stick to, the ones that you don't mind eating more than once a week, the ones that your family enjoys along with you, like this chicken mac and cheese. Y'all, my whole family loves this stuff, so it will be a staple. Also, my stuffed meatballs. My whole family loves the stuffed meatballs. Those are also, by the way, on the website. I had somebody ask today about recipes. The easiest way you can find the meatballs is to go to www.sassyketonurse.com. Under recipes tab, the meatballs are at the very bottom of the page. They were one of the first ones that I put on. But like in my family, or in my keto journey, it's my breakfast muffins. And now I tweak them a little, here and there. One week I may not put any sausage in them, and instead I may put green peppers and onions. Or one week I may put a lot of cream cheese in them instead of a little. Or I may put more bacon or no ham. Or I may try chunks ham. I change them around a little here and there, but they're always basically the same. Thank you so much, Becky. I tried to do the simplest one that I could, and I know that it's not real. The only thing I don't like about it is my recipes page, because I would really like to have my recipes page to where they did the blocks, and I'm trying to learn how to do that. They've set it up to where now I can on the theme that I'm using. It's just I'm really not tech savvy, so I'm going to have to spend some time figuring that out, because it'd just be easier to find recipes, because as I add recipes, then you just have to scroll and scroll and scroll to find the ones that you want. And I'd really rather it be to where you just had tiles so that you could just click on the ones that you wanted. But for now, it's a super simple website. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to go and take a look and read the different blog posts that I've put up. I don't have a whole lot on there right now. I plan on changing that. That's going to be another thing that I really work on starting in February. And my next big thing that I want to do is when I get back to Georgia and I have a minute, which will probably be Tuesday, because my Hannah is staying here with Brianna and David and going to help with the baby this week. So I won't be having to pick her up from school in the evenings. So I'll have a little bit of extra time for myself and to do some things that I want to do. So I want to get my goals laid out in writing so that it makes them a little more real. When you put something in writing, it makes a difference. So my first thing that I want to do is everyone that has participated in this Transparency Check-In Challenge, all of you, and anyone else that's watching really, I want you to write down your why. Write it on a piece of paper. Write it on a index card. You know me and my index cards. Write it on something. Do it in pretty letters. Do it in a different color ink. Put it on a piece of cardstock and make it into a bookmark. Turn it into your mantra so that you see it every single day. I don't care if you take it and safety pin it to the headliner of your car, stick it on your refrigerator, make a bookmark out of it, put it on your bathroom mirror, whatever. I want you to see it every day. Because just because this challenge is ending this week, just because we're coming to the end of this 31 days, does not mean that anything has to change. Instead of posting your daily check-ins in a check-in challenge, post them on the page, post them in the group. More people will get involved when they see it happening. It's just like with these lives. Y'all, since we did this challenge, the group has grown. The website has had more clicks. The YouTube channel, I have more subscribers, not a whole lot. I'm up to 89, I think. But, I'm not one of those that has 100,000 subscribers. But it's grown. And that's because people were curious. What are these people doing? What is so exciting over here at Sassy Keto Nurse? So continue it. It doesn't have to be about a giveaway, and maybe, who knows? Y'all know me, you never know with me. I may end up doing like a monthly giveaway or something of that nature until it gets to a point where I just can't do all the check-ins because it just gets so big, because I would love to see that. That would make my whole day. So that's the first thing I want to do. I want to let y'all know that you are part of my why. And so that is part of why every single day I try to do the very best that I can. Now today, full transparency. Yep, the Sassy Keto Nurse. Yep. Sassy Keto Nurse is running on very low fuel and didn't have anything else, and I ran out of water, and I did not put a case of water in my car. And I drank water the whole time I was at the hospital, and I was frustrated this afternoon, and I went to the store and I got the food for tonight and bought all the groceries and everything, and I've been carrying that thing around. What's drank out of it was drank out of it from the store back here to the house, and I've just sat and looked at it, and I thought, why did I do it? Why did I buy it? I don't know, but I'm never going to lie to y'all. That's something I won't do. So I wanted to be open and honest and say, yep, I did it. And then, that was something that I saw today too. Earlier, Nevaeh was sleeping and Brianna was sleeping and I couldn't sleep. And so I was watching some videos from Dr. Eric Westman, because it's only 2 more weeks and I get to meet him and talk to him and learn all I can from him. Well, on Dr. Westman's protocol, he actually allows for diet drinks. And I was very surprised by that. So that's a question I have to ask him when I meet him, because it does not have good stuff in it, y'all. Aspartame is not good. Not good. And that's the only thing in it that really bothers me is the aspartame. If it was sweetened with stevia, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. But it's with aspartame. And aspartame does not affect my blood sugars or ketone levels. Oh, and I didn't post them this morning. I did check them. My blood glucose this morning was 89, and my ketones were 0.9. Now, I think that could have had something to do with the traveling yesterday, because I didn't really eat much of anything yesterday. I didn't snack or anything because I told y'all in the really short live that I did that I was really tempted yesterday. It was one of those days that just, my cortisol levels for sure yesterday were through the roof. Then last night I stayed at the hospital with Bree, and y'all, I couldn't sleep. I finally laid down about 4 o'clock when Nevaeh got good to sleep, and I kind of dozed in and out, and maybe that's what's wrong. But y'all saw what I posted this morning for what I ate for breakfast today at the hospital, and I was so proud because it was real eggs. She stood right there and cracked the eggs into the cup herself, whisked them up. She did not have any heavy whipping cream, but she just put water in it to fluff them up a little bit. Then she poured them out on the thing and fried them up, and she used olive oil spray, and that was what they were using anyway. So she used olive oil spray, and so I had the omelet, which you couldn't really see in the picture, it was on the bottom. So I had the omelet, and it had ham chunks, bacon, onions, green peppers, and lots of cheese. And I had her put every kind of cheese that she had into it. And so I had the omelet, I had a piece of sausage. Hi, Amanda. I had a couple slices of bacon, 2 boiled eggs, and what else did I have? Oh, and the cream cheese. Now the cream cheese, I just took it and kind of slathered it over the top of the omelet so that I was getting that good fat. And then I put hot sauce, and I don't know what kind of hot sauce it was. It was in packets. And I put hot sauce over everything. And then I did have my pink salt in my purse. And if y'all haven't watched the video, What's in the Sassy Keto Nurse's Purse, go watch that one too, because you'll just giggle. It's really cool. And it'll also show you how you can realistically carry things with you that you need. I haven't checked my little bag in my purse in a while, and I had run out of a lot of the staples that I needed. So when I get home, I'm going to have to restock all that stuff. But there was hot sauce, and I'm not sure what kind of hot sauce it was, but I used that. I drank water with lemon. They had lemon packets in the cafeteria, so I got like 4 lemon packets, and I had my big, huge tumbler, and I just got crushed ice with water and added 2 lemon packets to it, and that's what I had this morning for breakfast. And until I ate that cauliflower a while ago, that was all I had had. Well, I don't know what in all of that. I don't know if there was something in the ham. I don't know if it was the cream cheese, because it was an off-brand cream cheese. It wasn't, it was just the little packs. I don't know what it was. But y'all, I have cankles tonight. My feet are swollen. I was pointing it out to my daughters earlier, and I was like, what in the world? Because my feet have not swollen like this to where they actually feel tight when like if I arch my feet, my ankles feel tight, and I can actually see that they are swollen. And I know that it was in something that I ate this morning, because other than that, all I drank all day long was water with lemon. And it just, I don't know, because I've gone without sleep 1,463 times, so I know it wasn't the lack of sleep that did it, but maybe sitting dependent, driving for 6 hours, and then sitting dependent in the chair in the room for so long. I don't know, because I was really sedentary yesterday, except for my lovely trek around the building. Yeah, and you want to know what made me mad? My watch was dead, because when I did get back around to the other side, for those of you that did not see the post, when I got there last night, my daughter was starving and she wanted to eat, and there was a food truck. The nurses told us that there was a food truck down, don't look at that. But I'm going to tilt those so that I can still read, but they're not glaring. So there was a food truck down at the Riley entrance, because there's 2 entrances to the hospital. There's the Riley entrance and there's the All-American entrance. Well, there was a food truck down there, and so I went downstairs and I went to go get my daughter something from the food truck, because the cafeteria closes at a certain time. And I get down there and I sent her a copy of the menu, and she decided what she wanted, and I was like, well, I'm going to order my food, and then I'll go to the car and I'll get my bag, because I'm going to stay tonight. And then I thought, no, I'll just go ahead and go get my bag, because there was a big old line of people. So I walk over to the parking lot to go get my bag, and y'all, I stood there and I thought, I know for sure that I parked right here. I know for sure because I took a picture of the hospital from my parking space. So I grabbed my phone out and I opened up the picture and I look over at the front of the hospital and I'm like, yes, this is exactly where I was standing. And so I'm freaking out, and I start hitting the lock button on my fob so that my car will beep. Nothing. I hear nothing. There's no lights flashing. There's no car flashing. There's no beeping. And I'm just standing there, and I was freaking out. I went into total panic attack. I honestly thought my car had been stolen for about 20 seconds. Y'all, my heart rate went through the roof. I was freaking out, and I called my daughter. And she just started laughing. She said, Mom, did you see the food truck when you came in? And I was like, no. I said, but they could have just got here, Bree. I said, my car is gone. I said, we've got to call the MPs and get them over here. She said, Mama, when you come in the hospital, did you walk through the lobby and by all of the doctor's offices and stuff, like OB and everything on the left-hand side? Or did you come in and go past the welcome desk and just turn right into the elevators? I said, no, I had to walk all the way through the building to get to the elevators. You know that. She said, Mom, you parked on the All-American side. So I was like, oh, okay then. Okay. So then, of course, my heart's just happy. and I'm relieved, and my heart rate come way back down, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, no big deal. Okay, senior moment. So I go hoofing it back through the hospital. Now, y'all, this is a big hospital. And so I hoofed it all the way through the hospital to the other side. And the security guard on the other side, as I walked past him, he said, ma'am, I'm sorry, we've already closed the doors. And I said, excuse me? He says, we've already locked the doors. And they have big revolving doors, okay? He says, these have already been locked, and you'll have to go around to the Riley Street side. And I was like, what? I said, but my car is out there. He said, I'm sorry, ma'am, we can't let you out. And this is a military base, so it's not like they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, just for you. So I turned around and I walked all the way back through the hospital again. And I come out on the other side, and I had to walk all the way around that hospital to where I'd parked my car. Y'all, it was a hike. A hike. And if I haven't mentioned it before, I did not have a coat on. I was just wearing my scrubs. I was in such a hurry to get up there to meet that baby that I did not put my coat on when I got out of the car. I just bebopped it inside the building, and up to the labor and delivery floor I went. And so here I am in my scrubs, bebopping around this building, and it was 30 degrees outside. Let me tell you, that will motivate you to move. And I moved. I flat hoofed it around that building. Not to mention the fact that it is pitch black outside in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was like, I'm getting to my car. I had my keys poked through my fingers. You know, y'all, I have a carry license. And in my purse, I have a firearm that I carry when I travel because I am a single woman. And here I was walking around this hospital with my keys between my fingers, and I was kind of laughing about it, and I was kind of mad about it, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I get over there to my car, and I come back around, park in the exact same spot on the opposite side of the building, by the way, because the hospital looks exactly the same from the outside, from both sides. So when I looked at the picture, it was exactly the same. So anyway, that was my story. So I got my workout in for that. But other than that, I was completely sedentary all day yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know why I have cankles tonight. It's one of those mysteries. Because I haven't eaten crappy. I've eaten really good. I thought that I'd done really well this morning. But all I can figure is that there had to be some kind of garbage in the food that I ate this morning. And you know, it could have been that because it was hospital food, that it had a lot of preservatives and stuff in it, maybe. Because those are chemicals that I would not normally ingest because I eat naturally. And by the way, y'all, somebody's going to have to tell me when it is 8:45 because I have no clock. I have no clock. My watch is dead yet again. So what I was going to say, but I didn't drink the soda until today. And that was like in the last hour. My cankles were here before that. But getting back to the watch, you know, the super expensive watch that you get that talks to your phone, that monitors your heart rate and counts your steps, and well, it was dead. So all those steps were lost to the universe, and I couldn't track them. I was like, man. Oh, okay, Lisa. Just let me know when we're like at 8:40 so that I can start saying my goodbyes. So that was, golly, y'all, I've been chatting for 30 minutes. I really am running my mouth. So I want to show y'all Nevaeh's room because this is where I will be sleeping. So, of course, that's Nevaeh's crib over there that she probably won't see until she's 2 years old because she's going to be sleeping in the other room with her mom and daddy, I'm sure. But those are the decorations, you know, that I made for the shower, and they were based off of this cover for the bed, and that's the bed I'll be sleeping in. And then, oh, there's the Baba Kush for her thing. And then we're coming around here and see this. You remember at the shower we had pictures on this, but it wasn't all these pictures. If you look closely, you'll see that my Joshua is up there too, because this is Nevaeh's room and that's her big brother. So, baby Joshua is in here too. But I want y'all to look at how much Nevaeh and Joshua favor. That's Nevaeh. That's not. And this is Joshua. And then there's her little inn and her changing table and that really bright light. But this is where I'll be staying. But Bree just has this so nice. I'm just really impressed with what she's done. Baby, and I hear she's waking up now. She's in there on her. They've got like a swing, one of them super fancy swings. I never had all that stuff. I had one of them swings that you cranked up. Everything's just too easy now. Don't y'all think? Except keto, right? I can hear y'all. Yeah, I can hear y'all in my mind when I say everything's so easy now. And everybody on the other end of this live is saying, except keto. But keto really is easy. Keto really is easy. It's just about finding that balance. And y'all, I hate that I look so rough. I don't feel rough. By this time, I don't usually look this rough in the evening. But it is what it is. Transparency, right? So, with the macros thing, I want everybody to kind of think about it. And if you have questions, but hey, Brittany, it is easy when you set your mind to it. Once you say to yourself, and that's why I want everybody, your why. And I don't mean this is for my kids. That's not your why. Okay? That's part of your stuff. You know, that's part of why you do things. But your keto why needs to be about you. Your keto why needs to be something that helps you. Whether it's your self-confidence, whether it's your health, whether it is your future, whether it is fertility, whatever it is, it needs to be about you. Not about your kids or your grandkids or your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your best friend. And especially not about your doctor. Okay? It needs to be about you. When you look in the mirror, you need to make up your why. You need to decide your why and why you want to better yourself and take your health back. Okay? And I want everybody to write it down. I don't care what you write it on. Write it on a napkin. I don't care. My suggestion is to take an index card, because I love index cards, or cardstock, and make you a bookmark. And you can stick it in. Well, people don't read books anymore much. But I'm hoping everybody is starting to read a few of these books that I've been talking about. And I think I've decided that the first book that we're going to do, I'm going to do Dr. Berry's book again. So those that are thinking about being in the subscription group next month, I haven't decided what I'm calling it yet either. I'm thinking about calling it the Sassy Keto Nation. So I think that sounds pretty cool. The Sassy Keto Nation. So anybody that's thinking about being in it, I think that the first book that we're going to do on our book night is going to be Ken Berry's Lies My Doctor Told Me. Because that book is so transparent. And that's what I love about Dr. Berry, and that's what I love about that book. Yeah, Dr. Berry's live almost every day. He's been doing a lot of lives. He's live almost every day somewhere, not necessarily on his page, but somewhere. He is live on Sundays. He does Sunday night lives with him and Nisha at, it's 7 o'clock Central, which is their time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern, my time. And that's why I try not to do my lives on Sunday after 7, because I want to be done with my live before his live comes on Sundays, because I really enjoy their lives. I like their banter. I like the way they banter back and forth. But then during the week, he runs his clinic Monday through Friday. So, I mean, he is a working physician, and he's a family physician in Camden, Tennessee, and he has the Berry Clinic, and he runs that Monday through Friday, but he still does live sessions almost every day with somebody. He's doing he's doing weekly right now with the Keto Nurse, that's Kim. Oh, y'all, my phone's about to die. How about that? So I guess we're done, because it's telling me it's going to shut me off. So I reckon we're done for tonight, and tomorrow night I'll make sure that tomorrow night it'll be plugged into my car, and I'll be traveling alone. So tomorrow night I'll pull over on the side of the road. Kim Howerton, that's who I was looking for, the ketonist. So he does one with her weekly now too. But anyways, I love y'all, and I'm really glad I got to touch base with you tonight. Think about the macros thing. Get your whys together. If you feel comfortable with it, post them. Share with everybody what your why is. Make it public. Share it with the world. It keeps you accountable. I love my Sassy Ketonians more than y'all will ever know. Y'all are a blessing to me that you cannot understand. So, love you very much. Stay sassy. Keto on. Sassy Keto Nurse. Signing off. You hear her?